Hello, everyone. Welcome in. We're starting the last game I ever need to replay. Hey, Zach. You have something you want to say? You're interrupting me. Okay. Come sit down. Try and lie down, buddy. Oh, we're doing this song and dance, huh? He's being needy. Ah, 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 ah. Ah. No. No. So, we're going to be playing through Shadowrun Dragonfall. I actually do really enjoy this game. It's just a little tedious and the difficulty can be a little wonky. We're not going to be super completionist or super perfectionist this run. I was a little bit in the last time I played through. I think probably what we're going to do is a simple Street Sam hacker or decker hybrid. Because you kind of need to be able to fight and you also need to be able to hack. And I don't remember many of the characters that they provide you being capable hackers. Especially when, like, I like running Glory and Dietrich might have some slight hacking abilities, but it's more of a rigger. And the Dietrich is the mage. Oh, I can't. I remember what they do when I look at them. That's about it. So here, game. Capture. There it is. That's the mage right there that they're showing this art right here. Yeah. He's really cool. I like him. Yeah. That's the Cybrid up. She's kind of a street Sam, I guess, and she's also got some field medic abilities. I also really love her backstory. Like it's really tragic, but it's well done. She, I believe, she might have some hacking abilities. I believe she's actually a rigger and a decent combatant. But yeah, I can't remember everything about the characters in this one. I weirdly enough remember Hong Kong better, and I've only played through it once. But yeah, so we're gonna do new game. I did set it to be a easier difficulty. I just want to breeze through this. I don't want to have to struggle too hard. Honestly, this game I feel is definitely much more about the storytelling than the actual challenge or the tactics of it. So, Shadowrun Dragonfall, director's cut, game requires game version 1.0 or higher. The year is 2054. The promise of opportunity and anonymity draw you to the free city of Berlin, the Flux State, a grand experiment in social order. Corporations tread carefully here. Even the great dragon Lofweir only has so much sway in the constantly evolving power structure of Berlin. The perfect place for a savvy Shadowrunner to disappear and begin anew. If only it were that simple. We're gonna play on easy. We'll play a male. I guess we'll do Decker. intelligence isn't very work. Slightly better, not really missing out on body a whole lot. 3 less body, but kind of just middle of the road with humans. And then +3 karma to start the game, so I could level a little bit faster on things. I like that look. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Spend your karma. Karma represents the character. The experience characters earn while running in the shadows and achieving goals. Karma is used to improve attributes and skills, and attribute or skill rating can be increased by spending karma equal to the next increment of that rating, thus improving your body from 4 to 5. Requires you to spend 5 karma points. It's pretty consistent within the system. So body just increases your damage reduction and also hit points. Quickness allows you better chance to fight and be successful in fighting, ranged combat particularly, and dodging. It's useful. Strength we probably don't need a whole lot in because I don't plan on doing any of the melee stuff. Intelligence is pretty essential because we want to be able to hack. At least want to be able to get up to the Fairlight Excalibur, so we're going to want at least 7 karma or 7 intelligence, but we can get there later. Biotech can be kind of useful because we can heal better. Yes. Increase the power of the Decker's expert systems. Okay. We're not going to be bothering with drone. It's good. Drone is really good, but we're not going to be bothering with drones on this run because we need to focus a little bit, and focusing really helps. Just to hit with magic attacks also reduce the chance to be hit by enemy magical attacks. So that might be useful to go up there, but we're not going to do any of the casting. And then etiquettes are useful. That's the maximum for us. It's there. If you want to roll a face, that's actually good. Plus, just big casting type stuff is kind of cool. Specifically shaman stuffs. I think I'm gonna be a real kind of like rough type character who's just good at what they do. Let's go ahead and get I think I'm just gonna focus on pistols. Because you can get increased shot chance, crit damage, percentage visible. Auto reloading. Well, yeah, everything else you need to reload manually for, so getting into this would be good. I think anything too much higher and we're overspending in that. So that's 6 of our 11. We got 5 left over. Go 1 in a body and have 50 hit points. Or we could with intelligence, we could go there. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Yeah. Etiquette, security. Sure. Life was good. Easy jobs, regular pay, a reliable crew. But things went south and you had to drop off the grid. Put a bullet in the past and start fresh somewhere new. The promise of opportunity and anonymity draws you to the free city of Berlin. The Flux State, a grand experiment in social order. Corporations tread carefully here, even the great dragon Loftware only has so much sway in the constantly evolving power structure of Berlin. The perfect place for a savvy Shadowrunner to disappear and begin anew. And as luck would have it, home to your old partner in crime, Monica Schaefer. It's your 3rd run with Monica and her team. An old castle holdfast, 1 hour east of Berlin, perched on a hill overlooking the countryside. The job is a standard smash and grab. Crack the vault, grab the data, get out in one piece. A mediocre payday. But work is work. As the team gathers for Monica's pre-run briefing, you pause to take in your surroundings. The estate grounds are silent, save for a faint whistling of the wind. Your team gathers near a side entrance to the old castle holdfast, cloaked in darkness. The night is peaceful. You know it won't last. You know it for what it is, a pleasant illusion that will shatter at the sound of the first gunshot. Listen up, folks. Monica Schaefer, you ran with her back in the day. Now she's your team leader. Your decking skills may be sharp, but hers are Nova hot. Running with Monica is like taking a masterclass in ice breaking. We're on a tight timetable. I want to enter the estate and find the basement. Open the data vault, extract the files, and bolt. 10 minutes, top to bottom. Dietrich, trying to get home in time for Worm Talk, love? Dietrich, shaman, the old man of the team. He smiles at her, his facial tattoos writhing in the moonlight. Monica's eyes twinkle with mischief. Maybe. How many times have I told you? You can't trust anything that comes out of a dragon's mouth. That trid trash will rot your brain. She grinned. It's education. Besides, this should be a milk run. Security is supposed to be light, a few automatic weapons, no armor. With a little luck, they'll never know we were here. In my experience, there's no such thing as a milk run. Words of wisdom from our new edition. I agree with Necrometer. Glory, razor-clawed street samurai. Her voice is cold and neutral. Her expression placid. They may only be private security, but their bullets don't know that. I can patch you up if I have to, but I'd rather not have to. You people need to relax. We're professionals, remember? Monica raises her arm and speaks to her wrist-mounted comlink. A darkened face shimmers on the view screen. Iger, you in position? Eager? Iger. The comlink crackles in response, and the response comes back low and soft. Softer than you'd expect from a troll. Affirmative. The alarm lines have been cut, and I have a clear line of fire on the estate's service entrance. When you exit the building, the path will be clear. Thank you, Edgar. Just doing my job. Figure out. The comlink goes dark. Monica winks at you as she drops her arm. See? We're professionals. All right, people, enough chatter. Our client wants the data from the vault. So, we get him the data from the vault. Quick, quiet, and quick. You said quick twice. She grins. Worm talk is on tonight. Lori raises an eyebrow, slightly. I told you, it's educational. Private museum. The owner of this estate must have money to burn. A variety of remarkably well-preserved Slavic artifacts. It is a complete skeleton of a theropod dinosaur. It appears to be genuine. The vase in this case looks both very old and very valuable. A fine scroll work of lapis and gold leaf decorates its exterior. The interior shimmers with the organic beauty of abalone shell. Your fixer could probably move this thing in a heartbeat. You can't help but notice the glass encasing it looks awfully flimsy. Probably alarmed. The cask in the display case is decorated with inlaid panels of ivory scrimshaw. Intel says that the elevator should be to the north. Man, they are really trying to hurt her. You get up there. Diedrich. Heal potions. Thank you. Good job. Uh-oh. Cool. Damn. Okay. He was being a little rough with the numbers for a second there. Get you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Peek the mage. So far, so good. If you're skirmish with the security, set off any alarms, you don't hear them. Monica leads the rest of the team downward into the basement of Harfield Manor. Your payday is waiting. The data vault lies ahead. I don't know how to pronounce German words very well. Let's see. Okay. Was Liebchen? I'm very bad with that. But yeah. Bigger than on the schematic. The schematic didn't have a date. Our client may have old intel. Still, our instructions were clear. The data we're looking for should be just on the other side of the store. Monica combs a hand through her hair, parting it to reveal a black plastic sheath of her data jack. A quick jaunt into the matrix, a little digital hand waving, and I'll have this thing wide open. Be right back. A burst of static crackles through the tiny speaker on Monica's comlink. Iger, still in position outside the estate. Hold on, Monica. Who's in charge while you're jacked in? Monica rolls her eyes. Dietrich fixes his stare intently on the vault door. Glory looks cold and distant, just as she always does. We've been through this before, Iger. You're not in the KSK anymore, and that chain of command nonsense doesn't fly in the shadows. We don't need rules and regulations to guide us. The same principles that apply to the flux state. Please spare me the lecture. Your politics have nothing to do with it. Best get used to it, Iger love. Look, it's a simple question. Years of experience tell me that it needs an answer. Well, and I think he cracked at the door instead. Monica smiles, but shakes her head no. No offense, Necrometer, but this is my team, and at least for now, I handle the grid. Then you need a second in command. Come on, Monica. Put someone in charge and let's get on with the mission. Monica stares at the screen on her wrist for a moment, then, clearly irritated at her... Monica stares at the screen on her wrist for a moment, clearly irritated. Then that twinkle appears in her eye again. She smiles at you and speaks into her calmly. Very well, then we'll do this one Iger's way. While I'm checked in, Necrometer is in charge. There is a pause, then Iger's voice crackles out of the comlink again. Necrometer, did I hear you right? You're putting the rookie in command? I'm no rookie and you know it. Monica cuts in, still smiling. You heard what I said, Iger. This is ridiculous. I know that this is a joke to you, Monica, but I'm telling you, Iger. Monica's tone is all business. Evidently, she has heard enough. The decision's made. You have your answer. Acknowledged. Without another word, Iger's image flickers and fades from Monica's communicator. Sorry about that. Iger can be inflexible. The legacy of a long military career. But she knows what she's doing, and she means well. It's a legitimate concern. She hardly knows me. No sweat. I'll buy her beer and talk it out after the run. Good man. Iger's skill and experience are invaluable. It'd be good to have her on your side. Okay, enough chatter. Let's get this done. Monica turns toward the door, fingers poised on the controls of her cyber deck, then glances back at you with grit. See you on the other side. She then punches it, projecting her consciousness into cyberspace, her fingers harmonizing in the smooth rhythmic staccato that only an expert decker can achieve. Without warning, Monica's back arches violently and her head jerks back, silencing her terrible scream. Muscle spasms ripple through her face and her jaw snaps shut, sending a mist of blood spraying from between her teeth. You look down and see a nub of pink flesh at the floor, tip of her tongue. The room explodes into action. Glory leaps towards Monica, her hand outstretched to yank the cord from her data jack. Dietrich surges forward to grab the team's fallen Decker in a bear hug, holding her against the convulsions that rack her body. With Monica's unearthly screams still ringing sharply in your head, you're only dimly aware of the door slamming behind you. Help Glory pull the plug, smash Monica's cyber deck, or help Dietrich pull it down. Hold Monica. Pull the plug. While Glory holds Monica's head steady, you snatch the cord that connects Monica's data jack to her cyber deck. Without a moment's hesitation, you give a solid yank and the cord comes free. A wisp of oily blue smoke traces its way from her data jack to the ceiling. The commingling scents of charred meat and ozone fill the air. You've seen the effects of biofeedback before, but nothing like that. Suddenly, Monica's eyes flutter open. Muscle tremors continue to distort her face. The blood oozes between her lips. You see the muscles in her jaw tensing and the look of concentration in her eyes. She's struggling to speak. I don't have biome med stuff yet. Slowly, painfully, Monica wrestles her jaw open. Blood wells up in her mouth, comes pouring out in a slick, covering her chest. She expels a thick, guttural sound that might be a word. Satisfied, she closes her eyes and forces her mouth to make the shapes she needs. Fear. With an effort, Monica opens her eyes again and meets yours. You see pain and fear in her gaze, and something else. Hope? Fear showing. A sudden spasm jerks Monica's head back again. She grunts, her chin drops to her chest, and her head lolls to one side. Her eyes fix on an object in the next room, a computer terminal. Soft light of a cursor blinks on its recessed screen. Slowly, she attempts to speak again, but the only sound that emerges is a long, strangled croak. A look of resignation washes over Monica's face, and she stops fighting. Her gore-slick jaw goes slack. She died. No, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. We've got hostiles. This clearly isn't a data vault. We need to get out of here fast. MCPOS Building Maintenance Software V1.01 Command Line Interface Internal Memory Checksum Invalid Necrometer 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 Necrometer. This terminal's printing your name out over and over again, Necrometer. You'd better get over here. They've sealed the door behind us. We've got to find another way out of here. What are you doing? I think Monica may have inserted a bug into the system before she died. What's it for? Something tells me we're going to have more company soon. Don't know yet. Watch my back while I figure this out. Text continues to scroll down the terminal screen. A problem has been detected with a core component of MCPOS. Restore MCPOS to factory settings? Yes? No? Warning. Restore process will take several minutes to execute. Connected doors and peripherals will be disarmed when complete. Processing request. 0% complete. As you watch the number on the screen slowly begin to climb, this is going to take a while. You glance down at the second screen to see that the facility is on high alert. In place of a simple data vault, it seems you stumbled upon some kind of massive underground complex. A map of the holdfast grounds indicate that security forces are en route from multiple angles. The doors currently being rebooted by the system's restore process are all flashing a dull red. If you're reading the display correctly, the only exit from this room is the holdfast's old servant's entrance on the western side of the building. In that moment, Iger's image winks onto your comm blinking and crackling sound. The image is graining, flickering in and out. What's going on down there, rookie? Talk to me. Chronicles down. What was the setup? Sorry, Hagar, we couldn't save her. Now we have to get out of here. Look for old servants' entrance to the west of the main grounds. We'll rendezvous with you there. Hagar's silence is thick. When she finally responds, her tone is professional. Roger that. She cuts out without another word. Lori turns to face you, her movements smooth and robotic. Her voice comes out in a frosty monotone. What's the play, Necrometer? Our escape route will open in a minute. We hold tight until then. By hold tight, you mean sit here and fry anyone who comes through the door, don't you? Pretty much, yeah. Dietrich's pained expression twists into a mask of hate. His hands begin to glow with primal energy. I can do it. I thought so. When the door locks, disarm, we make a break for it. Until then, we make them pay for Monica. Oops. Wow, we hit that 14% chance, huh? Oh boy. Fuck you, dude. Really? You're going at... Why? The figure loping towards you is big, even for an orc. The majority of his body is sheathed in a suit of heavy overlapping plates. What you can see of his face looks raw and slick, like old scar tissue stretched tight over his skull. He wears an expression of supreme confidence. All right, friends. Playtime is over. All you Shadowrunners are the same, skulking, sneaking. Steal a vase or two from the museum? No harm. Maybe I'd let you scamper away. But now it's too late for that sort of generosity. Visitors aren't welcome down here. The gaping maw of the minigun jerks upward. An impatient gesture, loaded with malice. Drop your weapons and surrender. That's military-grade armor he's wearing, Necrometer. Hardened against small arms fire. We'll have a tough time getting through it. I'm less concerned about the armor than I am about that minigun. Those things can tear a man in half. You have 3 seconds before I open the hose. Step out here and surrender. I promise I'll make this easy. Something tells me you're going to kill us either way. True, I can't deny it. But wouldn't it be easier for you? Wouldn't it be easier if you didn't fight back? The orc shrugs, and you hear the distinctive whir of his Vindicator's motor spinning up the speed. The barrels begin to blur as he wheels the weapon to face you. Go. The door unlocks with a loud click. Your escape route is clear. Meant to use her claws there. My bad. Boom. Tiger rises from her corpse-strewn perch at your approach. From the look on her face, it's obvious that she's already sized up the situation. I knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew it. We can talk about this later. For now, we need to fuck up. Tell me something I don't know. Iger slaps the side of the van. Pile in, people. And Necrometer, when we get back to the Cruise Bazaar, we're going to have a little talk. Cruise Bazaar. A Cruiseberg. Home to nearly 500,000 people and, until very recently, Monica Shea. Once a melting pot of cultural diversity, it's now a chaotic mess of wealth and poverty. Crime and commerce, anarchy and control. Also the home of your own little slice of Berlin. A neighborhood the locals call the Cruise Bazaar. A safe port in the eye of a storm. The ride back to the Cruise Bazaar is quiet. No one is in a talking mood. As the van veers past potholes and garbage piles, the glare of street lights and neon signs play across your window, painting the world in a kaleidoscope of garish color. Soon the van rounds a corner and skids to a halt in a narrow, crumbling alley. As far as Berlin's chaotic streets will take you. Your team wordlessly debarks the vehicle and climbs down into a disused section of the U-Bahn tunnel. A well-kept secret, providing your team safe passage into the cruise. Your safe house waits on the other side. Why are we trying to use my arm as a chew toy? No. It hurt. It's an ow. We done? Nope, not bad. You step inside and the squalor of the disused U-Bahn tunnel gives way to the warmth of your safe house. A man waits inside, silhouetted against the dim fluorescent lighting. Something bad has happened, hasn't it? He steps forward, revealing a pale and expressionless face, light glinting off steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixer and landlord. Part dealmaker, part information broker. One of the most welcoming, connected men in Berlin. His eyes sweep across the team as he takes it all in. The grim faces, the hard stares, Iger's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did she? His face has gone ashen. He swallows. Takes a moment to chew on the words before spitting them out. How did it happen? Something in the vault security system cooked her brain. It was too quick to be black ice. Lori nods, her motion robotic and spare. Monica died of a biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right. Iger thrust a gloved finger into your chest, and this idiot stood by and let it happen. Let it happen, she jacked in, she screamed, and she ceased. By the time we saw she was in trouble, it was already too late. Because you never bothered learning what to look for. Muscle contractions and micro tremors are good indicators of a decker in distress. I'm assuming you didn't have anyone keeping an eye out for those? No, if you had, my friend wouldn't be lying dead in a basement. Shove off, Iger. We were all on the lookout for physical security, Necrometer included. Throwing him under the bus isn't going to help. No, Zach, you're being mean. Under a bus is exactly where he belongs. Iger turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich. You know that, but you don't have my training. None of you have. Monica was good. She was the best, right? But she was also overconfident. She treated the job like it was a game. Do that long enough, and you're gonna get burned. Iger turned her focus back to you. If you'd been paying attention, you'd have figured all of this out on your own by now. You'd have known that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough, Iger. Amsel's voice is hoarse, his expression blank. Enough. Iger pushes ahead, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's a fire in her eyes. How many seconds passed between Monica's first convulsion and her plug getting pulled? 4? 5? Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to a Decker's brain in 5 seconds? This won't... You don't have to answer this. That, of course you know. Monica died while you stood there and watched. This is all your... That is enough. Amsel's voice comes out in a roar, and his fist smashes down on the desk behind him. Iger, you and Necrometer can have it out later, but I've had enough. We need to talk action. Our client sent you into something much bigger than he'd led us to believe. I want to know why. Right there with you. This is supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason why we need to find him. We saw something back there, something that we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume that we are all still in danger. He pauses, rubs his temples. Agreed. And to neutralize that danger, we need to know who we are dealing with. Let us review the events that transpired today. The smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. The estate was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. Amsel nods, that much is clear. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. The facility took serious funds to build. And time. There was more to it than we saw. Places like that don't spring up overnight. And all in secret. The owners, whoever they may be, were none too pleased by your escape, I'm sure. What else did you find? After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. He appeared to be the head of security. That is not much to go on. Do any details of this orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features I could look into? He was an older guy, for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s. Pretty old for an orc. And he'd had skin grafts. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts came from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That is something. I will see what I can find out. Did you note anything else during the run that might be about? Monica lived long enough to say a name, Deerschwing. She fought hard to tell us. Must be important. Amsel seems taken aback. He pauses for a moment before responding. The Firewing. This is unexpected. You'll have to forgive me. This brings back many unpleasant memories. Glory raises an eyebrow. The Firewing? The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they've never experienced the terror of living in her shadow. He glances at Glory. You are far too young to remember her, of course, but for Germans of my generation, the name Fürschwing is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. The dragons of today are subtle creatures, full of patience and guile. Hirschwing was not. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Amsel takes a deep breath, slowly releases it. There is a haunted look in his eyes. Those were dark days. Countless men, women, and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend. No hope for salvation, and no end in sight. It was a horror that you cannot begin to understand. What stopped her? I can't imagine that a rampaging dragon would just go away on its own. Eventually, the Firewing was brought down by a man named Adrian Vuckler. Well, with the help of the Luftwaffe, of course. But it was experimental weapons designed by Dr. Vuckler that finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire and crashed down in a radioactive waste of the ether. The event was called the Dragonfall. Safe at last from the dragon's wrath, Germany celebrated Vuckler as a hero. Our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. If the Dragonfall was as important an event as you make it out to be, I'm surprised that I've never heard of it. Those early years of the awakening were dramatic, not just on a national level, but on a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world, a new source of terror for a bewildered public, and in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In light of such turmoil, is it any surprise that Dr. Vuckler and Firewing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. He rubs his temples. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of Hirschwing is a bit of a historical trivia, and nothing more. Alright, so Monica spent her dying breath to tell us about a long-dead dragon. Tiger sweeps her eyes across the group, searching for a glimmer of insight. Finally, she gives up. Any ideas as to why? Amsel's voice trembles with frustration. No, it doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. The Dragonfall is ancient history. Hirschwing has been dead and gone for 42 years. But there's one thing that I do know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. He visibly struggles to calm himself, takes a deep breath, and slowly releases it. I will look into this. We'll find an answer. In the meantime, did you turn up anything else of value? That's not much. Amsel nods, his face drawn and haggard. It is thin, I agree. A basement, a middle-aged orc with skin grafts, and a long-forgotten world of it. Wait, we're still missing something. Who paid for this run? Amsel looks pained. I do not know his exact identity. I did not set up the run. Monica did. His face reddens. I warned her. I told her not to take the job, but she assured me that it would be a cakewalk. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the F-state political scene. Never much liked the man, and I certainly never trusted him. But Monica, she would do anything for her cause, anything for the Flux state, he says. Winters swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux. And that was all it took. Sounds like Green Winters is our best lead then. Yes, most definitely. It is clear that Green Winters has involved us in something much larger than he led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happened on this run, he's probably gonna rabbit. We need to chase him down before that happens. So we need information on Green Winters, and we need it fast. There's a man in the cruise bazaar, Turk named Altug Burkat. He owns a little soy calf shop just down the way called Cafe Kisby? This man is also a purveyor of information. I have done business with him from time to time. And he would know something about Green Winters? Amsel nods. When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Dalton. One of his people had been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust them. visit? Yes, tell him I sent you. I will do what I can to dig into the information that you've uncovered already, sparse though it may be. Necrometer. Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? Then please continue working. We need to find that man. Dietrich turns his head at your approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars. The legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he retains a degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious that the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Despite all of this, there is still an aura of power surrounding the man. He raises his bottle, offering it to you. Necrometer, welcome. I've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing. And we've a fallen comrade to drink to. Yeah, sure. To Monica, crust. The liquor in the bottle is crystal clear, and as you raise it, you catch an intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel. The taste of sweet corn and walnuts with a lingering aftertaste of buttery toffee. You swallow a swig, then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hand. He takes a long pull on the bottle, then locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, Necrometer. What made you choose to come to Berlin? Why do you want to know? Monica told me that you moved here from the Rheinbrewer Megaplex. Made it sound like you'd been there for a good many years. Successful years. Leads a man to wonder why you packed up and moved here. Remember my old crew betrayed me. Ain't that a pisser? I can handle all sorts of things, but betrayal always makes me see red. Yeah, I know the feeling. I tried to make him answer for it, but he got away. A piece of direct cut and run, huh? That's rough, friend. Takes another swig from his bottle, then shrugs. But he got away. Who knows, right? Maybe he'll catch up with him. So, after all of this went down, you decide to bail out of the Ruhrplex and head to Berlin. Am I getting that right? More or less, there wasn't much left for me in the Ruhrplex, and Monica made me a hell of an offer. Ah, yes, Monica. Dietrich raises his bottle again, then closes his eyes and takes a long drink. After the moment has passed, he returns his attention to you. It all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you, just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know you two knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about it. Why do you want to know? Monica was my friend. I cared about her. Dietrich shrugs. I don't know, I guess I just want to get to know her better. There were some areas of her life that have always been a mystery. If she could shed any light on them, I'd be appreciative. You can respect that. So what was the deal between the two of you? Don't leave me in suspense. Business associates, nothing more. We were friends. We were very close. Yeah, we were just friends. Right there with you, and privileged to say so. She was one of the best women I've ever known. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, and the bottle's almost empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk, and for what it's worth, I'm happy you're here. Dietrich takes a final pull from the bottle and then tips it forward, pouring the rest on the ground. Rest in peace, man. We'll miss you, girl. As you start towards the safe house door, a large four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog. An enormous mongrel of indeterminate breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh shit, Dante. Dietrich shakes his head. Don't worry, boy. We'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Amsel's eyes well. He inhales, but can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago. Turned into a full-blown howl. Wouldn't stop. He closes his eyes. That's when I realized something bad had happened. Looking down at those huge brown eyes, you see an intelligence and a sadness. He lets out a small whine and rubs his head against you. Scratch behind his ears. Dante leans into you and looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. I guess the dog is going with you, Necrometer. Nepsel takes a ragged breath and releases it. Then a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you're finished up with Mind Friend. With a little luck, he can help us locate Green Winters, and we can get to the boss. He stares at the door. And now, I think we should all take his lips tight. For Monica. Iger glares at you, and you can taste the bile in her stare. She clearly blames you for Monica's death. Something I can do for you, fearless leader? We need to talk about Monica. Not right now, we don't. Not right now, we don't. Don't push me on this, Necrometer. One of these days, we're gonna hash this out, and you can talk all you like about the clusterfuck that killed one of my best friends. It won't be today. Alright, I get the hint. I'll give you your space. She turns away. Good call. Gloria is beautiful in a waifish sort of way. Her features are almost elvish in their delicacy, but there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Gloria is rocking a heavy loadout of cyberware from head to toe. She looks to be composed of more plastic and metal than she is of skin and bone. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon, but Glory's cyberware is first generation. All of it. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces. This chrome was obsolete before she was born. Necrometer? Glory shifts her gaze to you, but her expression is as cool and placid as always. Can I help you? Are you holding up? Don't worry about me. I'm solid. You're in good shape, I trust. Glory's expression remains neutral, but she grants you a barely perceptible nod. Question for you, of the person. I'm not big on sharing sport, personal reasons. You understand, I'm sure. The edge in her voice tells you that she's not interested in continuing this conversation. Yeah, of course, we all have our secrets, but if you ever want to talk, I'm here. Any thoughts on what we should do next? Find our missing client, extract some answers. Beyond that, take jobs, get paid. Be sure to treat yourself. Oh, right. There is one character who's a decker that we could get. But again, it's such an essential thing to the game that if you're gonna always want someone with that skill set on hand, you might just be the one. I have 6 karma to spend. We could get up to the Fuji Virtua. Virtua. I could increase my ranged combat. Let's increase our tank. Dwarvish tech vendor smiles at you with a practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling in the glare from a dozen trid screens. She speaks in a clipped, heavily accented German. Welcome to the data haven. Can I help you with some? Need some tech. I'm on a tight schedule. Let me see what you got. We're gonna get that for now. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. We've already been at this for an hour and a half. Jesus. Okay. And then we'll get back to this. Great. Let me see. All right. All right, we are back. I don't know what program it's on. Jan Gulch. Hello, my friend. The voice that comes from the man in the chair is as enormous as its own. A deep, booming roar dripping with unrestrained. A fine day for a soy calf, yeah? Yeah, it certainly is beautiful. From the back of the store, the voice of the shopkeep cuts you off. Don't mind the fool in the chair. He roars like a traumatized walrus, stewing all day in his own sweat. The man behind the bar glares at Goldschmidt, his upper lip curled in disgust. I tolerate him only because he takes his soy calf by the bucket. Goldschmidt responds with a raucous belly laugh. Apparently, he finds the shopkeeper's insults to be hilarious. Ah, old Tug, mein Freund, you are as quick-witted and sharp-tongued as ever. I bow. You wouldn't mind... Once again, the shopkeep cuts in. To bow to me, you would first have to vacate your chair. The shopkeep claps his hands together, clasping them in front of his chest. I shall summon a team of determined young men and an ox to assist with the task. Good luck. You will be on your feet by nightfall. Goldschmidt smiles upon you, his small eyes glittering. Enough of this senseless bickering. You have approached me for a reason, yes? Tell me, what can Jan Goldschmidt do for you? Something bad is going to happen if he doesn't stop interrupting me. Oh, don't mind our dear Aldlich. Yes, he is a peevish man, but his ire was not directed at you. Goldschmidt grins up at you from his overstuffed chair. I have the distinction of being the sole target of Aldlich's rage and derision. It is a badge that I'm delighted in wearing, or that I delight in wearing. Will you put up with this insults? Don't you have any pride? I put up with them because they amuse me. The fact that they amuse me infuriates my dear friend Aldlich, who in turn hurls more insults. Goldschmidt raises his soy cup in salute, and thus the cycle continues. It is 2 years now that I've been your customer, yes, Aldlich? 2 years of soy calf and strained patience, yes. And I remain happy, and Altug makes money. An ideal business relationship. That all sounds perfectly healthy. Take care, Jay. Goldschmidt gives you a deep nod, his jowls quivering. Until next. The man behind the bar, counter looks right past you and at the dog following close behind. Dante! I'll fetch his water dish, and perhaps a coffee for our friend here? Paul Amsel sends his regards. When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Ah, very good. Please express to Herr Amsel my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen to in the future, I'm always happy to provide. Paul is always pleased to send business your way, Herr Bergazzi. He was hoping you could discuss some of the details of his Green Winters order. The coffee shop owner offers you a smile. Of course. Herr Amsel is too kind. Bergazzi turns his head and calls to the back room. Kami, come. The young woman bustles out from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of the coffee grinders. Bergazzi spits something out in rapid-fire Turkish. As you wish, Uncle. I will see to it right away. Kami offers you a... Kami? Probably Kami. Offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, then hurries into the back room that she came from. My girl Kami is arranging to make contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a busy. While we wait, I wonder if you would be so kind as to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I hate to trouble you. I am embarrassed to even ask, but I would be most appreciative of your help. What is this trifle? Altig's voice lowers to nearly a whisper. The errand is simple, hardly worth it. I have installed a number of data taps in Berlin's fiber optic network. As part of my civic duty, you understand. These taps provide free matrix access for all who live in the cruise. In order to maintain their, how do I say it, their anonymity, each tap's protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish for you to visit each data tap and reset it. Simple enough. Yes, it is a simple job. Time-consuming and a bit tedious, perhaps, but simple. Just reset the taps and come back when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around this neighborhood. The first one is just outside. Look for a metal box with yellow arrows painted atop it. By the time of your return, I should have the information your amps will request. Ah, there it is. The Romani patriarch is an impressive figure, an enormous man in his late 60s, burly and broad-chested despite his age. His voice is deep and resonant. His breath is heavy with the stench of pipe tobacco. Seven Bucksdale? Backsdale? You are here to conduct some business. If so, I welcome you to Medbach Arms and Ammunition. If not, keep right on. I have cash and I need weapons. Show me the goods. What's the matter, buddy? You attacked my arm. I grabbed you afterward. What's the matter? Yeah? Really? Yeah. Right. Okay. Are you okay? Yeah? I don't think the guns get any better than these ones. I need ranged combat. Oh, I have erosion. Okay. This elf has clearly seen better days. His skin is weathered and emaciated, as though it has been stretched too tightly over his frame. Track marks line the crooks of his arms. The dirty bandages wrap his knuckle. And dirty bandages wrap his knuckle. Despite all this, he seems cheerful enough. The elf fixes his twinkling, bugged out eyes on yours and offers you a broad smile, displaying a set of impossibly white teeth. When he speaks to you, his voice is surprisingly deep. Guten Tag, mein Freund. You here for some magic? Because Zach Flash, he gestures at himself with a dramatic flourish, is your magic man. Are you street mage? Zach lets out a throaty barking laugh. Street mage? Me? Do I look like a street mage to you? He shakes his head, but his smile doesn't waver. He fishes a small bag of pills out of his back pocket and dangles it before you. No, chummer. I'm not a street mage. I've got magic in my blood and magic in these bags. But you won't catch old Zach studying any spellbook. Well, in that case, let's talk about the magic you've got in that bag there. What have you got? A little bit of everything. I've got your Zen and your Hyper and your Nitro and your Nova Coke. If you want it, I've got it. Zach leans in towards you and lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. I've even got a special concoction of my own design, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you're serious about getting high. You want to conduct a little business? Show me what you got. Flash adds +2 movement and +2 AP for 1 round. Kamikaze adds +2 body, 1 strength, and 1 willpower for 5 rounds. And Nitro adds strength and willpower +2, but lowers your charisma and intelligence for 5. We're not going to really be fucking around with the drugs, honestly. Not really gonna need to fuck around with cybernetics either. Phone rings. It's an old obsolete phone booth. It's ringing. Pick up the receiver. A monotone, pitch-adjusted voice begins speaking almost immediately. The Shockwell Unreader's contact for this keys is no more. Necrometer is listed as the follow-up contact. This is our only secured line to this keys. Please listen to the following instructions carefully if you are a supporter of our cause. We have phone booths in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each one, you may find a request posted for specific information. If you can obtain a copy of this information, return here and submit it via the portable of the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it onto the Matrix ourselves. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free to all. However, you will be compensated for the sought-after information returned to its location. While I go silent. Hang up the receiver. As you're resetting the data tap, you notice that someone has duct taped a small homemade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from the receiver. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you find you can make out 2 distinct voices. A nasal woman who sounds like a heavy smoker and a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. Just heard, Monica, need to verify. Good for us. A sound like a conveyor belt starting adds to the noise of machinery, and you can't make out anything else until it comes to a stop a minute later. Think our next step... Wait. Isn't ready to make a move yet. To be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more. More conveyor belts start up, and all you can hear is the sound of machinery. Some sort of motorized vehicle starts up, drowning out everything else. A bell rings loudly again and again. It sounds like a telephone. You hear the sound of a door slamming shut, and the noise of the machinery is suddenly muffled. There's a rattle of plastic, and the ringing stops. The nasal woman's voice can be heard again, in a sing-song tone. Guten Tag. How may I help? So, her tone changes, becomes more businesslike. I heard. Silent. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make a move. Silent. What do you think I am, an idiot? The council needs to meet again. Silent. I know getting everyone in the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on a course of action is going to be even more challenging. From my perspective, the Cruise Bazaar was only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we?
Now
Silence. KKR, thank you for the raid. How you doing? Raiders, welcome in. If you need to do anything, please see to your needs first and foremost. Remember, this is all for fun. You're under no obligation to hang out, though. Just appreciate if you want to sit around and chat with us while we play through some Shadowrun Dragonfall. Playing through Slay the Spire. Nice. I've heard good things about it. I still haven't had a chance to check it out. Hey, how you doing? For those of you who don't know, I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch, and I also stream to the benefit of Extra Life. We are currently at $430, as you can see down there at the bottom of the screen below my webcam. We are trying to hit 500 at least by the end of the year. If I hit 500, I'll be doing a VR stream of Phasmophobia, and I am already in the works of making good on the $400 incentive of doing a reading stream. Not like I'm doing here. It will actually be like full-on stories, and I'll actually maybe try and get some time put aside so I can rehearse reading the stories a little bit, so that it'll maybe seem a little bit polished, perhaps. It's gonna be a couple of just public domain short stories and stuff like that. It's probably only gonna be like an hour-long thing, and then maybe we'll just move into normal gameplay or something like that. But yes. How did Slay the Spire go for you, KKR? Isaac. I also have one other person I should probably person. I should introduce to you my cat at some point, but he is being but he doesn't want to come closer. You wanna come here? You wanna come close? Yeah. You gonna attack my arm again? Yeah? You wanna come here? Come here. Ah. This is Zachary. He is adorable. But he is also very mean. Yeah. Okay. Where you go? Good job. Good job, Zacharias. Good job. Yeah. You gonna attack me? You thinking about it? You've made your mind up, you say. And you're going to do it? But you're just waiting for me to look away. Wow, that's rude. For my yeah, I know. What can I say? Things go slow in the flux sometimes. You can hear the sound of the door opening again, and the cacophony of machinery fills the line. You can't make out anything. I guess we should talk to Sim. Warming herself in the dim light of a dying street lamp is a waif of a girl who looks far too worn for her years. The Mother Superior says there will be 7 for me to care for. I need to see them. Rare convent or church nearby. So what? What do you have to care for? The captain's children. The Mother Superior says there are 7. She says I'm to be governess to the children. You notice a chipjack poking out beneath the young woman's unruly hair. The vacant look in her eyes marks her as a likely BTL junkie, lost between reality and any number of better-than-life virtual constructs. I need money to get back. Story sounds familiar. Captain Von Trapp is very well known and respected. The poor dear lost his wife and the children their mother. A child should not be without a mother, and a mother should not be without a child. Have you seen the captain? Do you know Monica? Monica? She one of the sisters at the Abbey? No, wait. Monica. A flicker of recognition fights through the haze. Yeah. Yes, Monica. She's good to me. Wait, want to stand up the spire? Alrighty, sorry to raid and run. Oh no, go for it. Get your rest. And thank you for the raid, buddy. Hopefully we'll be able to do something together again soon. I know coordinating can be hard though. Multi. Okay. Yes. What? Hi. Yes. Can I help you? Would love to play games. Yeah, hell yeah. She's good to me. Brings me food to eat and tea to drink. Right abs, but despite the woman's persistent delirium, she seems to glean meaning from your tone. She died? While working a job, yeah. The girl grips her head with claw-like hands, tugging at her hair as if she might pull her brain out through her skull. I don't like this, but I can't switch it off. The girl's frail body shudders and her eyes grow large, but she does not sob. Instead, she smiles a sad smile, which looks to have been worn all too often. She will go to heaven, she told me. It is a place for good people, stillborn babies, and childhood pets. And she was a good person. The girl then begins to mumble to herself while fingering the hair that covers the jacket head. I'm going to step away now. Yes, good. I need to rejoin the children. Hi, Zach. What's up, jerk? Before you stands a troll, though it is a stretch to say he is standing at all. His great mass is barely held upright by two vintage prosthetic legs, along with a crutch under one arm. Let me have my beverage. His body clicks and hums with every shift of his weight. Despite these disabilities, his eyes are sharp and calculating. I know you. If you know Monica. Sure, I know Monica. You one of hers then? I'm Necrometer. Good to meet you, Necrometer. Name's Alexi Lane. What's your place in the Cruise Bazaar? No place really, just an old relic for us. Something you should know about Monica. Something happened to her. How'd you know? It's written all over your face. I had a feeling. Besides, Monica almost always comes around after a run to check on everybody. She's long overdue, and now you are here at her place. So she's either severely wounded or outright dead, which is. The grizzled troll nods grimly. The servos in his prosthetics complain as he lets loose a heavy sigh. Now that is a shame. She was a hell of a runner, that one. And a good friend. We do 4 programs, 2 ESPs. I don't have the money for ESP. No. I have erosion. Degrade is good. Blaster's ideal. Suppression just helps. The man behind the counter has a broad smile and open demeanor of classic Turkish street vendor. Welcome, honored Efendi. Welcome, and how can Bergazi serve you today? You'd like a cup of coffee, perhaps? Coffee? As in real coffee, not soy cat? Yes, for individuals of refined taste, I offer genuine bean coffee from my native Turkey. Cafe owner looks you in the eye. The tone of his voice grows low and serious. This is a top-shelf item, my friend, and not for the general public. Only for those few discerning connoisseurs who can properly appreciate. I think I'm the sort who can appreciate it. Tell me about the Turkish coffee. It is handpicked by my family in Turkey, a true delicacy of the sixth world. This was considered a luxury even before the awakening, when bean coffee was everywhere, every street corner. Bergazi leans in close, lowering his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. Long hours in the shop have perfumed his body with the commingled scents of coffee, incense, and applewood tobacco. Trust me, if your coffee experience has been limited to soy calf, you must not deny yourself this opportunity. You will see God. All right, you sold me. How much? This is a specialty item delivered at some cost. I cannot part with it for less than 50 new yen a cup. Ooh, 50 new yen for a cup of coffee? You reach for my... As I said, these items are not for everybody. Was there something else that interested you? I finished with your trifle. Ah, very good. I assume you had no difficulties? Difficulties? No. One of the taps had been modified a bit, though. Someone was using it as a surveillance device. He laughs. Of course they were. I would be surprised if they weren't. This is Berlin, after all. In the flux, everyone spies. If you do not spy, how will you know who is in power and who will be in power next? If you are to stay here, Efendim, you must get used to it. Those who enter the Turkish bath will sweat, as my uncle Tadim always said. Nevertheless, I shall have one of my people look into it. Wait, there's more. I listened in on the tap and heard something. Might be important. He eyes you closely, amused. Oh, tell me, O listener at Keyhole, what did you hear on the surveillance tap you found? Couldn't make out much. A nasal woman and a high-pitched man. They seemed pleased that Monica was out of the picture. The Turk's face falls. Now, news travels fast in Berlin. Those two are known to me. Is there more? The woman got a call. She talked about a council meeting tonight and decided if they should make a move. To decide if they should make a move. Then she was drowned out by heavy machinery. He nods grimly. Most excellent. It is indeed fortuitous that you discovered this information, though it is not unexpected. I'll have one of my people attend this council meeting and report back. Sounds good. Keep me in the loop. With that out of the way, let us return to our pressing business. He barks a stream of rapid-fire Turkish, and the gum-chewing young woman comes hurrying out to the counter. The menu for Aramsol, uncle. Kimmy hands you a folded piece of paper. Inside is a memory stick. Please extend my consolations to him. The death of Fräulein Schaefer must have hit him hard. Bergazi gives Kimmy a small nod, and she hurries out of the room. When she is gone, he returns his attention to you. Please express my condolences as well. I only just heard the news. Monica was an important part of this committee. He frowns. Few know how important. The memory stick Kimmy just handed you should contain all the information Air Amsel requires from our chief in the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. You gonna be a bot? Yeah. I mean, it's about time for a break anyway. Yeah. All right. That got a little fighty. Hey, that's not for you. This is the best of times. Come back later if you want. I guess we just gotta talk to Paul. Necrometer. Yamsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot. His expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? I spoke to Alta. He gave me this memory stick. Let us see what his agent has to say. Amsel snatches the memory stick from your hand and slots it into his computer terminal. He navigates a series of command line menus, and a wall of amber text floods the screen. Amsel scans it, mouthing the words as his eyes flick back and forth. Veragazi's agent tailed Green Winters to a hotel in a cesspool of a keys called Dragonkeep. The hotel is called Das Kesselhaus. It is a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Dragonkeep. It might actually be Dragonkeep. It appears that Winters is holed up there. Recently, there was some contention between two gangs over the control of this neighborhood. Due to the gang violence, the agent refuses to follow Winters inside the hotel, but he confirms that he is still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Niger slings her rifle over her shoulder with a single spare motion. Gear up, people. We have a hotel to raid. Gloria and Dietrich pause. Exchange looks with Paul. Just a moment, Niger. Amsel rises from his chair, drawing himself to full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. You're an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is equally commendable. That said, we believe that Necrometer is the right choice to lead the team. There's a long pause before Iger speaks. When she does, her voice comes out dull and flat. What? Don't mistake this decision for a reprimand, Monica. Consider your contributions to the team to be invaluable. But we all know that she wasn't comfortable putting a soldier in charge. Iger speaks through clenched teeth. Her words are measured, but her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge. Again. She shakes her head. Don't you people learn from your mistake? Necrometer is the reason we're still alive, Iger. He kept us together. He let us out of there in one piece, making him your golden boy. She sounds tired, resigned, but above all, disappointed. This is more of your flux state idiocy at work, isn't it? Dietrich reaches out, puts his hand on her shoulder. It's what Monica believed. Iger's voice tightens. For a moment, her control slips and her face contorts in grief. Yeah, and look where that got her. She straightens up to her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only two things matter: the mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place on a Shadowrun. Dietrich manages to smile. What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong political views. Iger sighs. The tone of resignation returns to her voice. Screw it. Let's put an end to this. I've got the skill and experience to lead this team. Necrometer, on the other hand, was appointed by Monica as a joke. If you would rather he take the lead, I'll abide by it, but I want to hear each of you say it. I'm going to quarrel with you, Iger. I'll do as the group wishes. You stay out of this. She stabs an armored finger in your chest. Hard. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back and he lets out a low groan. Reflexively, she takes a half step back. I think we've heard what Dante has to say. As for my part, Necrometer saved our lives back. You may not believe it, but he did. The way I see it, that means I follow his lead a while longer. Glory's voice is uncharacteristically gentle. I trust in Monica's judgment, or I trust in Necrometer's judgment. The decision is final, Iger. Amsel speaks softly, but his tone is firm. Necrometer would take Monica's place as the leader of the team. I'll do whatever it takes to keep this team and Monica's legacy alive. That includes taking your advice, Iger. Iger gives you a small nod. That's big. She looks from Dietrich to Glory to Amsel, finally down at Dante. She sighs. I don't agree with this decision, but I will respect it. Nods again. More decisively this time. Ow, ow, ow. That was my pinky. That's not what they mean when they say finger food, Zach. Yeah. Okay. You know you can get out of this on your own, right? I'm not actually pinning you in place or anything. There's not a whole lot of pressure there. We're just holding you up. Yes. Okay. I can see you're very upset about this situation. Your tail's going crazy. There you go. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You just don't know better sometimes right now. We're teaching. We're learning. Necrometer takes the lead then. Conversation closed. She nods. It's time to move on. We need to focus on chasing down green winters. Indeed, I have transferred the information that we received from Alta to the computer terminal in the next room. It used to be Monica's personal workstation, Necrometer. Now it's yours. Monica kept a variety of notes and dossiers on that machine. I would suggest reviewing her notes when you have the time. Amsel turns his attention away from you and back to his computer screen. Good hunting. I will eagerly await your return. I wouldn't suggest driving to Dragonfall. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-Bahn would be faster. Thanks for the tip, Tiger. U-Bahn it is. Tiger nods, then turns to check her equipment. The rest of the group disperses in turn. You're now in command of a team of Shadowrunners. When traveling to new mission locations, you'll be able to choose which members of your team to bring and modify their loadout for them. When members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they'll automatically extracted for emergency repair. They will be patched up and ready for action the next time you return to your safe house. Avoid this loss of firepower by always carrying some extra Bumona trauma kits into the field. These can be purchased at the Street Doc's office in the Christmas. Ask your questions, but do it quickly. I have things to do. You can't have started running in the shadows much more than 5 years ago, tops. So what's with the vintage crow? It was cheap. It gets the job done. He shrugs. End of discussion. Isaac. Yes. Oh, I see. Okay. Are we apologizing? Okay, now you're gonna get violent again? Yep, there it is. Let go. Let go. No. Time out. I don't think so. I've done a lot of street SAMs in my time, but I've never met anyone who'd voluntarily install cyberware that old. You're right. There's more to it than I'm letting. But I'm not interested in talking about it. Can't help but notice you seem guarded. What's wrong? That's my problem. None of your concern. If whatever happened to you has impaired your ability to trust me, then it is my concern. Come on, Doctor. Trust is earned. I don't know you yet. Maybe later. When we get to know one another better, we can talk. For now, I'd prefer you drop it. That's all I needed to know. Fine with me. Anything else you needed? Later. Get yourself. Probably be getting ready for your trip to Dust Castle House. Time is short. If you have questions about your teammates, I recommend checking your mission computer. I know Monica wrote dossiers to each of them. She'd be the best qualified to tell you about their capabilities. Question for you about a little slice of heaven, isn't it? What can I tell you about our keys? Just stock up for our next job. As luck would have it, there are a variety of individuals within the Cruise Bazaar who can help you with that. Some are even reputable. What are you looking for? I'll exploring my own time. Let's get back to it. Alf Peterson. Alf Peterson. Hi. Got nothing more to say, boss. Let's just get this run taken care of. Hit me up again later. Come on. Your workstation and mission computer, the command center for your team's operations, and your last link to the memory of Monica Sheen. Her thoughts and words live on in this machine. At times, it's easy to forget that she's gone. No unread messages. The jobs directory. You all pending and active jobs. Back to root. Back. Shadowlands. Yes. Killer in Seattle. Anyone reading about this city's got a Lone Star contract and they can't catch the guy. This Emerald City Ripper has been on a spree so far and no one has a clue. Pathetic. If something like that happened on my block, some vigilantes would have tracked him down and stopped him. Shows how good state payroll cops are. Who says it's a he? They don't have any leads. I'll be in Seattle next week. Forward any information you have about this Ripper and I'll see about taking him out for a date with my Walter MA 2100. I'm sure Lone Star will have a fat reward waiting for whoever blasts this goon. Blitz. I think that's... Who is this Blitz? I think that's a name. I'm still recovering the logs. Hot Dogger just trashed my land grid hosting server. Sounds like some kid pissed over his cartoons getting canceled. Left a bunch of garbage files all over my disks and I'll be cleaning them up all day. And they should make you pass a dumbass test before you're allowed to deck in this town. Step up your security, ride some white ice programs if you can. At least make the kid's hair stand on end for a few hours next time he tries it. Just make sure that your ice is quick. Heavy hitting ice is no good if it can't catch up with an intruder. In fact, I take advantage of on a regular basis. Always running ACW? Like clockwork. If you two are finished, I did have ice on the thing. Tracked the hole down. Grocery store across the street was piggybacking on my land and they left an unsecured jack point in the bathroom stall. Old as hell, maintenance jack in a fuse box, and my security ignored it. Just result. Shadowlands isn't your personal tech support board, Lumens. Glad to see you fix your own problem. Only way you're going to learn. Shadowlands connection established successfully. Link strength 100%. Spoofing equals 1. Group info equals null. Anon. Welcome to Shadowlands. Let's pay data percent. We don't have any paid data. Back. Personal team files. And the image of Monica appears on the screen. Paul, a talented and well-connected fixer with contacts all over Berlin. She pauses for a minute. He's more to me than that, of course, but that's neither here nor there. Image winks back off the screen. Find yourself back. Image of Monica winks onto the screen. Dietrich, one of my dearest friends and a shaman of tremendous power. A good man to have at your side in a fight. I tend to use Dietrich in support role. His magic can dramatically bolster the combat effectiveness of a frontline fighter like E or Glory. But when the chips are down, he's more than capable of dishing out punishment on us. Can't think of much else to say about Dietrich. Just a good, reliable guy. He pauses for a moment and speaks again. You can hear a hint of guilt. He's getting a little long in tooth for a Shadowrunner. I'm not sure how many more years he has ahead of him in this game, but I'll be happy to run with him as long as he's able. We'll see. The image winks back off the screen. You find yourself back at the menu. The image of Monica winks onto the screen. Glory, our damaged enigma. I've known her for almost 5 years now, but I don't think I'll ever really know her. Somehow, I doubt that anyway. On an operational level, Glory's solid. That chrome of hers may be old, but it gets the job done. I've seen her take a troll apart with her hand razors, and when her adrenaline pump is running, she moves faster than anyone I've ever seen. On top of that, Glory's a competent field medic. I don't know where she learned medicine, yet another question mark, but she's patched me up at least a dozen times. Between her skills with the medkit and Dietrich's magic, we haven't had much trouble with serious injuries, and in our line of work, that's a luxury. Monica pauses for a moment then shrugs. That's really all I know about Glory. She keeps to herself, barely talks, spends most of her time off staring at nothing. I've seen this kind of behavior before, of course. Something bad happened in her bed. Deep down, I think she's still running her. And I'm sure that her cyberware ties into it. I don't know. Maybe someday she'll open up to me. I'd like to think that she will. We'll see. Iger. What to say about Iger? She's smart, she's strong, and she's one hell of a soldier. In a close-up fight, I've seen her take apart an entire security team with a shotgun, and she's even more dangerous at a range. It's a handy thing having a trained sniper on the team. All in all, we enjoy one hell of an advantage thanks to her. Unfortunately, there are some disadvantages too. All that military training has left her, how to say it, rigid. Unlike the others, Iger isn't content to go with the flow. She wants lists and maps and timetables. She wants a hierarchy and she wants it formalized. I don't think that she realizes it, but giving her what she wants would destroy the state. Glory and Dietrich wouldn't put up with it for more than a day or two. I know I wouldn't, but she keeps on pushing, all the same. Monica shakes her head. One of these days, this situation is going to come to a head. I just hope it doesn't happen soon. Watch your entry on yourself. The image of Monica smiles on the screen. Necrometer, my secret weapon. I've run enough with Necrometer to know that he's trustworthy, good in a fight too. But beyond all of that, it's just good to see. There aren't many people left from the old days. Far too few. And Necrometer, she smiles. Well, he was always the best. She takes a deep breath and shakes her head with a sigh. God, that was happy. Mental note. Re-record this before Necrometer gets a chance to see. At any rate, if anything happens to me, it's good to know that he'll be on hand to fill my shoes. Not what Iger would want, but it is what would be best for the team. I think we might call it. I'm a little tired. Got really happy to get. Okay, let's go ahead and just save here. I mean, we're basically now into the actual game, so the next time I play, which should be Sunday, we'll be able to really keep going. Let's just see feature. Amazing. I forgot about that. So for now, let's figure out who we can read out to. One still. Uh, we can go over to Disco. He's playing Metroid Prime 4, which I'm a little curious about how it plays. So, okay. Guess, yeah, the Prime games are first person. Yeah. That queued up. I need to just copy and paste that name because I will always mess it up. It's not hard. It's just there's a quirk to it that I always end up forgetting. Okay. So, tomorrow EDF, um I suddenly have a lot more free time, so I'll be able to catch up on all my chores, uh and all that. Getting Probably getting a haircut. So, anyway, come on. Oh, I think I'll mix it. You know what? Yeah, all my sounds are most certainly messed up because uh oh no. It was muted for me and no one else. That's all. Just do it. We're just gonna restart the bot. I love technical issues. that running again. I think everything's connected. Cool. Anyway, we'll be playing some EDF forward to. And then we'll be playing some more Shadowrun on Sunday. Things should be relatively back to normal for next week. We'll see. And then the holiday week gets a little weird with things. Might do some extra streams, might not. We'll see. We'll see. I would like to kind of just take the opportunity to just get through more of this game. But I won't be able to do anything Tuesday. I've got some stuff eating up so much time that I won't even be live. But maybe Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then Friday. Yeah. So one extra stream. So we'll play it by ear. We'll figure it out. Friday night, I do plan on doing that as the reading stream. So whatever I end up doing that day, the first hour of however long it ends up being for the whole night will be when I'm reading the stories. So be excellent to each other. Be excellent to yourself. Hope to see you in the next one.